Hello, dreamers. Perla here. As always, thank you for your love and support. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing to the channel. And if you haven't done so, go ahead and do so. We would love to have you. So this is On the Cusp Weekly Readings, and this is for all of our lovely cusp signs. I am going to say a quick disclaimer. For this week, the collective reading and the zodiac signs have all been geared more towards love. And I have a feeling that this is pretty much what it's going to be for you guys as well. Okay. So if love, relationship is not something that you're looking for, um, maybe this reading is not for you. So I'm just putting it out there. Right. So let's go ahead and let's get started. Aries, Taurus, cusp. I because right away there's this energy of like being annoyed or being completely disappointed in some type of relationship or commitment that you've been in. I keep on seeing like, hey, I keep on saying the same thing. I keep on bringing up the same issues. So like you keep on bringing up the same issues with whoever it is that you're dealing with. You keep on saying the same thing, and like I'm gonna take my hat off, my cap off, because it's like that's like how annoying the energy is coming in. You keep on bringing up the same thing. You keep on addressing the same thing, and there's a behavior or pattern here that is not changing. It's almost kind of like the more that you try to talk, the more that you try to address something, someone is not meeting you halfway. Now, what is interesting about this energy is that anytime that you kind of give them an ultimatum or you kind of say like, hey, if things don't change, I'm out the door, then they readjust or redirect, right? So they get into a space where they start to make the changes, and I'm doing them in quotations because they're very short lived. So you may have like a week or two where your partner is showing up in the way that you've been asking them to, and then it's almost kind of like they get tired or they get exhausted fairly quickly, and then they revert back to old behaviors or old patterns. And the thing here is that you're going like, this is not something about like somebody coming from the outside or somebody magically having something change for you. The matter of fact here, or what needs to be addressed from your point of view or from your perception, is whether or not you're going to continue on staying in this type of connection, or are you finally going to say like, I'm done, and you're just done. Because the level of annoying, like of how annoyed I feel right now, it's almost like you can't even be in the same room with this person right now. Like that's how annoyed and how uncomfortable you are around this person that you're with. And don't get me wrong, there's love here. There is, you do care for this person. I feel that for those of you that this is, Zena, can you please stop making so much noise, mama? Thank you. Um, for those of you that this is going to resonate, I feel like you've been there through like different stages with this person. So you may be with this person for the past 10 or 15 years. So it's almost kind of like we were supposed to grow together. We were supposed to grow up together. We were supposed to evolve together. But it feels like you're the only one doing the growing up. You're the only one growing in this connection, and your partner seems to still be stuck in like a 17-year-old mentality. And I don't know why it's coming up that way, but it's like there's just things that again you have addressed, whether it's help around the house, whether it's finances, like maybe your significant other spends more than what they should, or they spend without thinking about what it is that they're spending their money in. And then it's like, oh shoot, we have all of these bills and all of these shits that we have to pay. And I'm going to take these two cards because these two cards fell to the floor as I began to shuffle. The main card is the Voyage. Number 34. You already have all the answers. You already have the answers of what it is that you need to do within this connection. I think it's more of a making a decision and following it through. The card that was behind that, to be honest with you, was the 35, which is the shark. Swim away from the situation. Your nervous system is asking you to, because I feel like even when you're distanced from this person, like the times that you have gotten away for like a weekend or something like this, there's something that starts to reset within your nervous system. And I feel that part of your body is telling you that you cannot continue on being in a relationship that is just stressful for you. Alrighty. Taurus, Gemini, cusp. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sitting like at a weird angle, so this is gonna have to shift with me because I don't feel like sitting the way that I normally do in this, like in regards to the desk. I don't know if that makes sense. And it's really coming in with all of you guys' energy, like all of you cusp signs. I feel are in this transitioning of when it comes to romance, when it comes to relationship, to redefining what that means in your life. And For those of you Taurus, Geminis that are in situationships or like are in a relationship and things like that, there are things that you are reevaluating or that you are considering whether it is worth to continue on with a relationship or whether it is time to move on. Now, there is a sense here that some of you are being reminded that whatever whatever may be triggering you may also be coming up because it is time to heal something. Maybe there's something that you're supposed to be healing within this connection. And maybe it's part of the reason why you're feeling so frustrated, you're feeling like, oh, I should really walk away from this, is because maybe you're running away from your triggers, right? And again, you're gonna have to use your own discernment at that because these are just collective readings, right? So if you have a hard time, let's put it this way, like communicating effectively, right? If your coping mechanism is to walk away or to shut down when a problem arises, and maybe the person that you're with is very much like, no, like we're going to talk, we're going to discuss this, like we're going to work through this, and maybe you're just not used to that. You're used to people just walking out on you. Maybe you're used to constantly being abandoned, like during major conversations or discussion, and like this person that you're dealing with may not be like that. They want to address issues head on. So you're gonna have to distinguish if the reason why you want out or the reason why you're finding faults in this relationship is because of the triggers that are arising and the things that you do not want to address as those triggers are coming in. Because it does feel like there is a lot of potential here. Even though we say like don't date potential, but what I'm talking about is like there's a lot of potential for a lot of healing to happen within this connection, even if you don't stay with this person long term. There are things within this connection that are going to help you healed, and I'm gonna say it the way that it's coming through, like certain ghosts from the past. So meaning certain things that you're still carrying around when it comes to relationship. Again, this is a connection that does require a lot of work because it is very triggering to you. It is very triggering. There's something where you may feel like you constantly have to be on the defense or you constantly have to like over explain yourself or over evaluate situation, and you have to stop treating this current person the same way that you treated your ex or the same way that you treated exes, because they're not the same person. They're showing up completely different and you're trying to find faults that are not there, that aren't there, and it isn't theirs either. So again, I'm not telling you to stay with somebody if you feel like you're constantly triggered, but I will let you know that those that feeling of being triggered is not going to go away until what it is that is triggering you is addressed. Okay, just so that you know, like you're either going to learn those lessons or you're going to heal those spaces with this person or with the next. Maybe you feel that this is not the person that you want to heal them with, and that's perfectly fine. Um, you have the right to choose that. We have the number 14, the thorns. Weave together the crown you deserve. And there's a sense here that what it is that you deserve in relationship, what it is that you deserve um, just in life in general, is being in connections and relationships that feel safe, that feel regulated, and that feel grounded. But that is not going to happen, my love, unless you face the things that are triggering you in this moment. Alrighty, alrighty. Gemini, Cancer, cusp. There's a fast moving energy this week circling around relationships or romantic connections. There is this space of either something elevating or something moving into something more serious. For some of you, it may include the fact that somebody is pregnant or something of that matter. There's something of like an urgency matter that is is pushing a connection or a relationship to move a little bit faster than what it should. Oh, excuse me, guys. And it could be like, let's say you've been dating somebody for like 6, 7 months, and like they're like, oh, my lease is up, or your lease is up, or something of that matter, where like it almost feels like, wait, are we talking about this now? Like, I feel like I don't even know you like that. It's almost kind of like that type of energy. So I will say, for those of you that are not wanting to, hold on, I need to fix this because it's driving me a little crazy with how it's leaning forward. I think that's better. For those of you that are not wanting children at this moment in time, I will definitely advise you to take extra precaution because it does feel like there is some type of entanglement that may involve children, or having more kids or something of that matter. Because again, there's something here that like kind of like moves a little bit too fast for someone's liking, and someone is wanting to take more time to get to know somebody, wanting to take more time before making. And I know this is gonna be like, what the fuck you mean like a serious commitment? But that's really like the way that it's coming in. It's, for some of you, you guys have been, you may have been single for a very long time, and you became very comfortable with the notion of being single and what that means to like have your own space and this and that. And you're a little bit more comfortable with like dating, but like you and your place and me and mine. And maybe the person that you're dealing with is wanting some sort of commitment a little bit faster, or a commitment a little bit faster than you are than you're comfortable with. Because I do feel like an energy of somebody wanting to rush something, and one person here kind of being like, dude, I don't even know you that well. Like, I don't know, guys. Like, I can only tell you the energy that I'm picking up, but that's what I'm picking up. It's like somebody is really ready for something really serious and really committed. And the other person is kind of like, nah, I'm not there yet. But mm, there's an energy of like something wanting to force that. Something to force that, like, again, someone may get pregnant, or it could just be as simple as like, well, I got this job offer like 3 states down. Like, do do I let my lease expire and move, or is this going somewhere? And it almost kind of like, again, like something is pushing you or pressuring you into making a decision. Um, let's go ahead and let's pull out an oracle card for your closing message. Lavender, surround yourself with love, the number 19. There is a sense here of like really allowing yourself to ground yourself, whether you're talking or communicating with like friends or family members or something, or just kind of like venting out and being like, hey, this is a situation. I just kind of like need somebody to talk to, or like to bounce this, like some ideas out, because you're very much confused as to what to do next. Whether it is, again, that there's a child involved or something of that matter, there's still confusion as to what this means and how this connection in itself moves forward. Cancer, Leo, cusp. Why did the water get like that all of a sudden? Okay, let's let that cloudiness go away. It was weird because it wasn't like that 2 seconds ago. Someone is waking up from an extended dream or an extended sleep mode, or like sleep mode is what I'm picking up. Um, you you were trying to give somebody the benefit of the doubt. You were trying to give somebody like a grace period or something like that when it came to a romantic relationship to get their shit together. Whether it was that this person told you like they needed like, a couple of months or whatever. Excuse me. To get their finances in order, to get something in order for them to show up for you. That's what I'm kind of picking up. And it's like you're finally waking up to the reality that this person is all talk and there is no action behind their talk. So you're no longer, I keep on picking it up, almost kind of like you're no longer under like someone's spell or someone's BS. Like you're realizing like, nah, this person didn't need an extra 2 weeks to get their finances in order. They didn't need an extra 3 weeks for this or for that or for that. Like this person is truly showing me who they are. And the lack of commitment to actually like meet up or hang out, whatever it is the truth of the matter. And you're no longer like playing games. So like this is somebody that again is very much like into like more texting or anything else, but they don't want to like meet up with you. They don't want to go out. They always have an excuse to like not hang out. They always have an excuse to cancel on you last minute. And again, guys, like whether you're a guy or whether you're a guy or a female, this is the way that the energy is coming in. Like you're dealing with somebody that likes the idea of having you on the background, likes the idea of having you from when all of their other options are saying no to them. So you are this person like backup plan, even though they try to pretend like you're not. And it's like you're finally realizing like, yeah, this person is only hitting me up. Like they only actually come through to see me like after like 9 p.m. Like they only come and do this after this time. Like there's certain behaviors or certain patterns that you're no longer lying to yourself about. Like, yeah, I get it, you're working. Yeah, I get it, you're starting a business or you're going to school and all of this other stuff. But how is it that you can only see me at 10 o'clock at night on like every other Tuesday or something like that? You get what I'm saying? So like there's certain there's certain things in their stories that are beginning to crack, and that you're beginning to realize that this person had you or kept you as a backup option from when all of the other options didn't have time for them, and you are walking away from this. Okay. Let's go ahead and let's pull out an oracle card as your closing message. I feel like you already know that you need to walk away from this person, or that you shouldn't really be investing time with this individual. We have the number 28, protest and start a revolution. This is something that you're going to have to address verbally and out loud. And what I mean by that, it's like you're letting them know like you are done. You're letting them know you're done. You're calling out the patterns, the behaviors, etc., and you're putting an end to this. You're not going quietly, because there's something inside of you that is like, no, they're gonna know exactly why I'm walking out. Like, they're gonna know that, like, I know what's going on. And I feel, because again, some of you are gonna be like, oh, that's coming from an unhealed space. And that may very well be coming from an unhealed space. But what that space within you that is unhealed needs in order to start healing, in order to start letting go, is to be heard and is to be seen. And maybe in the past, you would just leave a situation, right, without even saying anything. And it's like, there's something about like your whole throat chakra of like something wanting to be heard, something wanting to be said, and you're not holding back. And you're just like, I really don't care what I say, because I know that I'm not coming back to this. Leo, Virgo, cusp. I am going to say it because I've been yawning most of this video, so just kind of be aware of it. Physically, I am a little bit more tired than usual, but I have a lot going on within the next couple of weeks, so I'm trying to get all of these videos recorded and scheduled for you guys. So just bear with me. Sometimes for those of you that have been following me for a while, you know that I have narcolepsy, so there are times when I wake up yawning, and it's not necessarily that I'm exhausted. It's just until I don't go take a nap, I won't stop yawning, okay? So just so you guys don't think that I'm trying to be disrespectful or anything like that, you're aware. Anyways, let's go ahead and let's jump on in Leo, Virgo. There is a sense here of somebody's hitting the road, or somebody's asking you to hit the road with them. There is some type of trip or some type of destination that somebody wants to go on. This may be like a last minute type of offer that somebody is giving you. It is definitely like somebody that you're dealing with, somebody that you're talking to. But again, it seems very sudden, or very yeah, it's just very sudden. Like, they're not giving you enough time to even ask for like the time off from work or something of that matter. So it may bring some type of like argument or discussion between the two of you, where somebody wants you to be a little bit more spontaneous. Maybe whoever it is that you're dealing with has a lifestyle or a career that allows them to be more spontaneous than you are. And they are not fully grasping the fact that you're not there yet. Like, you have to go through like proper channels or whatever it is to take some time off. Or this could be vice versa. Maybe you're the one that has more, like, more flexibility, and they have less flexibility. But there is definitely a sense here of like conflicting schedules that does not allow one of you to be as spontaneous as your partner, and honestly as spontaneous as you would actually like to be. But the reality is, like, that is not the position that somebody is in right now. And it does cause some type of conflict. I do see the two of you like having like an honest conversation about this, and like what the true expectations are about like how spontaneous somebody can actually be in regards to the career and the job that they have. So it's like, you can't just decide like on Sunday night that you're gonna go, to Punta Cana on Monday morning and come back like, mid-May, right? Because realistically, that's not something that you can do. And I think finding that common ground between you and your significant other is something that is very important. And some of you are like, Perla, no, I know people that is a realistic lifestyle. I know people that do not spend the winters in the United States. They spend it traveling. So it's about finding that balance that is going to work for the two of you. Because I do feel that a lot of you want to be more spontaneous, or whoever it is here that can't be quote unquote as spontaneous as they want. They actually do want to be spontaneous, but it has to be within a certain parameters during this time anyways. All right, let's go ahead and let's pull out an oracle card for your closing message. The sword, make the change. Number 7, So there is a sense here again, finding that common ground as to how it is that we can add a little bit more of spontaneous strips or what trips or whatever it is to your current relationship. Because again, it is something that you are desiring and it is something that your partner, excuse me, is already able to do. So you're going to have to figure out a way to kind of fit this into your lifestyle. Like what is realistically like exactly how many days you have to ask for, vacation or whatever, like how many sick days can you use or whatever it is. Because there's definitely something here about wanting to experience life in a more like in a more free forming or more flexible way than what you have been doing up to this time. Virgo, Libra, cusp. That's where I'm at. Yeah, that's where I'm at. I'm sorry, guys. I'm like, where am I? Virgo, Libra, cusp. So someone from your past is coming back and they're knocking at your door, and I feel like before they even realize what it is that they're doing, it's like it's too late. So somebody feels very much drawn or pulled towards you at this moment in time, whether it is like reaching out through text or like calling you or just like literally popping up wherever it is that you're at. But it's almost kind of like they're doing it unconsciously, to be honest with you. Like when they come to, it's almost kind of like this energy of like somebody being in a trance. And I don't know if you've ever experienced that, like when somebody comes towards you in a trance. And it's usually something that I consider to be very like fascinating, because usually when people have reached out to me like while they've been in trance, they say certain things and then it's like they forget that they said it. It is usually happens, and it's a phenomenon that I really want to look more into. But it's usually a space where someone has to give you a message or give you a piece of something that you need in order to heal. So how does that look like? This person may come and apologize for every single thing that they did to you, for whatever it was that they put you through and all of this stuff. Not necessarily wanting to re-engage with you, not necessarily wanting to get back with you, but just saying all of the things that you wish you would have heard. And that in a sense allows the last bit or the last pieces of some type of healing to happen. But if you were to reach out to this person like a day later, they're not going to have any recollection, or they're going to be like, wait, what are you talking about? Like, I did that? Like, are you serious? Like, I said that? That type of energy. It's happened to me with many different people, but one of the ones that I find the most exciting is when it happens with somebody very close to me. And whenever we have this conversation, she comes in and she gives me downloaded messages. And then when I speak to her, because she's very religious, so she respects what I do, but she doesn't support it 100%, right? So she's giving me some very heavy messages. This person is like a very gifted, talented person, and their path is different. Their path is through religion. But the first time that I noticed it, I remember that after she had given me the message, we had this really beautiful, like very heavy, like intuitive, like spiritual conversation on certain things. And the next day, I reached out and I was like, oh, hey, you remember what we were talking about yesterday, this and that? And this person was like in complete denial. She was like, I never talked about that. Like, what are you talking about? I don't even know what that is. And we were talking about like the Anunnakis and things like that. And it was a beautiful conversation. And she had so much information that when I tried to address it again, she was like, nah, I don't know what you're talking about. I have never even heard that. Right. And that's when I started noticing that there are certain times when people come into your life in these trance states, because there's something that you need to hear or something that you need at the moment in time. And sometimes it comes from like the person that you least expected. All right. So that's kind of like, I'm telling you this because I don't want you to get your hopes up if you are waiting for this person, thinking that you're meant to be with them, because that's not what this is. All right. Let's go ahead and let's pull out an oracle card for your closing message. You don't need someone else to fix you. We have the gold, the number 36. So, this apology, I feel that is coming in more for a space of like letting you see that you have already healed from it, and that you have already let go, and that you never really needed this person's apology in order to forgive them or in order to move on. So it's a real beautiful thing how this entire experience with this individual is coming full circle this week. Mm. Libra, Scorpio, cusp. I don't know, I'm going to say right off the bat, there's too many energies within a connection. There's too many people involved within a romantic connection. You have people from people that shouldn't even have an opinion or shouldn't have a voice in your relationship having a voice, whether this is like your in-laws or your family, your friends, their friends, whatever. There's too many people here trying to dictate like how a couple lives and how a couple raises children, or how a couple starts their family, or whatever it is. And you're going to have to speak up, or you're going to have to say something, because if not, I'm going to be honest with you, this connection, this relationship, this marriage is not going to last. Is not going to survive all the different types of opinion, because either both of you or one of you is actually going to start listening to things that are not relevant to the relationship. And when you come together with someone, the relationship should be about the two of you, about what the two of you want to build, about what the two of you, how the two of you define the relationship, not how their parents, their siblings, their friends, or your parents, your siblings, your friends. And both of you, I feel, have to put an end to it, because right now, like, the more that both of you have your families involved, the more differences that you guys are seeing within the two of you, or you guys are starting to question whether the two of you should have even gotten together, because of how different the two of you, quote unquote, are, whether it's like culturally or whatever it is. And it's like the two of you came together for a reason. So maybe having everybody exit that doesn't belong in the relationship is what is needed, instead of questioning why the two of you came together. Does that make sense? Because again, it's just too many people, too many people's opinion. And there's, for some of you, this is definitely revolving, or coming up as either the talk about kids, or as a pregnancy is coming to light, or something like that matter. um I mean, I'm gonna be completely honest with you. It is a difficult situation. Um, I lived it when I was younger, when I was married, when I was having my kids. I was very adamant, like, where I would stand up to my family, and I would, tell them, like, this and this and this and this is none of basically your business. Like, these are my kids. This is how I'm raising them. Like, you support how I'm choosing to raise my children, how I'm choosing to live my life. It wasn't the same with my ex-husband. Like, his family's opinion was worth more than mine at the time. So it was a dynamic that made it very challenging to stay in a relationship, right? And that's kind of like what I'm picking up here. It's like, as I'm saying, and it's like, and the reason why I'm saying is because, like, that's the image that came to my mind, was like, oh shoot, this is the energy that I'm picking up. So, unless both of you are putting a stop to it, this is something that can very much end a relationship. So just be aware of it. It's like, it should be the two of you against everyone else, not everyone else against the two of you, if that makes sense. Or like, not your partner and his family against you, or you and your family against your partner. All right, so let's go ahead and let's pull out. So we have potion. Remember to practice self-love, number 24. So there's definitely a sense here of like going back to your roots, or going back to who you are as an individual. What is it that you value? What is it that you want to instill in life? What is it that you want to instill in your children, or etc.? And when you allow yourself to go back to that core base of yourself, then you're able to speak up without being afraid. You're able to speak up without really giving to fuck what anybody else is going to think. And I just feel that it's more of a matter of getting your partner to get into the same space or the same frequency as you. Scorpio, Sagittarius, cusp. Let's move in together, or let's create life. Let's create something. Someone here is coming in with a very big offer. Somebody wants to create something very big with you. Um, for those of you that are already married, it's like your husband, your wife is like, hey, let's do this. Like, somebody wants to do something big and something grand with you. For some of you, it may just be as simple as like, hey, let's renew our vows. For others of you, it's getting engaged, getting married, moving in together, or again, somebody wanting to build some type of solid foundation with you. This is maybe moving from like a friend zone to like dating, or dating to like a serious relationship. Whatever it is, there is a commitment here that wants to be made. And I feel that you are taking that commitment, you are going with it. I'm not gonna lie, for those of you that this is something new, may feel like it's a little fast or a little everything, but you're going with the flow. You're really feeling this person, and you're really feeling the relationship or the connection. So I do feel that you are moving forward with it, regardless of how long you two have been together. For those of you that this is a longer relationship or marriage that has been going on, this renewing your vows or whatever is coming in after like a couple of rough years. I feel like probably like the last 6-7 months, you guys have been really heavy into therapy, whether it is like going to a therapist, or maybe doing more like intentional dating or something like that, because it is, I am picking up like this initial infatuation, or this heavy energy of like being in love, being around the person you're with, and etc. So there is a sense here of for those of you that have been in a longer relationship where you have rekindled the beginning or the starting stages of, you know, how your marriage or whatever started. Does that make sense? All right, so let's go ahead and let's pull out an oracle card as your closing message. Regardless of anything, this is all good energy for you guys. You guys are having an amazing week when it comes to love. I'm loving it. I'm gonna be in in bed as you guys are reading. I'm watching this. I'll be in bed for a couple of weeks actually. Alrighty. So we have the number 21, which is Clover, release your guilt. For those of you that had a, like, you know, if you guys had a rocky 2 years or whatever it was in your marriage, you're needing to let go of whatever happened, right? You guys worked through it, you guys are working through it, you guys have reconnected, etc. For those of you that this is a new connection or something like that, some of you are wondering like if you're moving too fast, or some of you are wondering like how is me moving on going to affect A, B, C, and D, like this person, that person, whether it is your kids, whether it is your ex or something like that. You need to stop worrying so much about like what other people are going to say or what other people are going to think. And you should focus during this time on allowing yourself to be happy, allowing yourself to enjoy this, and allowing yourself to embrace this. Alrighty. The Sagittarius, Capricorns. Options, options, options are the main thing that are coming in here. For those of you that are single, is really the energy that I'm tapping into. Is a lot of flirting, a lot of like introductions, a lot of meeting people, but not find like you're just like, is this really everything that's available out here? There hasn't been like one specific person that you've kind of like clicked with. I feel that you've had people that you've connected with very well that is just like a friend level or a friend zone type of thing. I don't I don't see you, at least during this week, finding somebody that you're just like, oh, I would like to get to know them better in this sense, romantically or whatever. And I'm not gonna lie, it's getting a little bit, is giving a little bit of this energy of like, I'm getting a little discouraged here because I decided to put myself back out here and nothing's happening. Like I keep on feeling like I keep on meeting the same people over and over, but and it's not that you're meeting anybody bad or anything like that. You're just not meeting anybody that you're finding yourself attracted to. And it's not just about like the physical. You're looking for an essence in whoever it is that you're gonna date. And that's the only way that I can really explain this. Like once, mira, Zena, give me a second, guys. Zena, leave him alone. He is 9-9. She's in he. So, um, you guys kind of like remind me of her like sniffing him. Like, is this, could this be him? Could this be him? Could this be him? No. And then she's going to go ahead and lay on the other side of the bed. But it's almost kind of like, as I was saying, like the essence, right? So like you guys are sniffing for something or looking for something that you yourself don't really know how to explain to anybody, but it's like once you know it, you know it. So it's kind of like the same thing of like there's an essence for when you meet people that are going to just become friends. You're able to recognize that right away. So that's kind of like what I'm picking up here. I don't know if that makes sense, but it was so funny, like because she went out, he's laying down like, and she goes over and starts sniffing his balls. Oh, excuse me. We have the number 32, the escapist. Come home to yourself. So again, I don't feel that you are extremely like disappointed or anything like that, but there is maybe a little bit more regrounding that needs to be done, and maybe try to take it a little bit slower. Like I get it, especially like if you've been single for like, 6 months or a year or whatever. Sometimes people have a hard time with being single for an extended period of time. And sometimes when you settle into the role of being alone, when you settle into the role of being single, that's when somebody automatically pops up. All right. Because I feel, I'm not going to lie, some of you intentionally went into like a healing space to try to get back out there as soon as you could to start dating again. And maybe accepting or being in that space of acceptance when it comes to your singleness is what finally allows you to release whatever you need to release. And boom, you meet somebody. Aquarius, Capricorn, CUSP. Um, who are you guys hiding from? Uh, you're either avoiding someone's text messages, or you're blocking someone, you're ignoring someone. You're very much like you don't want to deal with this, you don't want to listen to it. Just because of a betrayal. Hold on, guys. My eyes got really heavy. Okay. So I keep on hearing somebody didn't, and bear with me, please. Okay. somebody didn't physically cheat, but somebody emotionally cheated with somebody else. Whether it was that somebody was having like a text message, flirtations, relationship, communication, whatever with somebody else, but never really physically met up with them. Regardless of whatever it is, you saw something or you came across something, because I guess I keep on seeing it with my eyes keep getting very heavy and they're getting very uncomfortable. It's like I don't even want to see this. And whatever it was that you saw, whatever it was that you read, or etc., made you feel disgusted or whatever it is. And because of whatever it is that you saw, like whether it was text, whether it was social media, whatever, you have blocked somebody and you have completely like cut them off from your life. And now they're trying to reach you, they're calling you, they're trying to show up at your door. They may be having their family members or their friends or whatever, like they're trying in every way, shape, or form, trying to contact you and trying to connect with you, trying to get you to listen to their apology. But as I say that, it's like, no, they want you to listen to their reasoning as to why they did what they did. They're coming in with the apology so that they can switch shit around and say, well, I did this because you did A, B, C, and D, or because you didn't do A, B, C, and D. And as your closing message, I couldn't even have to like shuffle. It says 18, tree, let them go. And I feel that regardless of how hard it is to walk away from this connection and walk away from this person, you know that if you give them the chance to explain themselves, you're going to start believing what it is that they're saying, and you're going to start blaming yourself, because I feel like you've done this in the past, either with the same person or in other relationships, and you're just like, you know what, I'm not even going to give this person the opportunity to try and blame me for a behavior that they had a choice for, right? Right. Aquarius, Pisces, um where where are you, where are you is a question. You're you're in a blissful mode. I don't know, some of you are traveling overseas this week or something, or you're taking a little vacation. For those of you that do like, and I'm just gonna use as an example, but like traveling nursing or traveling something like where you travel for work or something like that, you're gonna meet somebody this week on either like on a vacation or on a work trip or something, where you're gonna have like a what you think is going to be a short-lived fling, but whatever this fling within like 6 months or something like that is going to turn into something serious. So just letting you know. So you may be, you may be stationed in like Texas for like the next 2 months for, to get something started or whatever at work. And you meet somebody, you start dating them, whatever, and then you have to come back home, right? Back home is Florida for you or whatever it is. And you decide to stay in contact with this person that you were dating, where you were there, or whatever it was. And you're like, well, if I'm ever in Texas again, or you come to Florida, we can hook up, meet up. But it's like, even like the long distance, when you return back home, the two of you still stay in contact, is what I'm picking up, and something beautiful grows from that. So again, it's not something that I think that you're clocking. I think that when you are initially going into this connection with this person, you're telling yourself that this is going to be short-lived. You're telling yourself that it's going to be just the 2 months, like both of you are agreeing that it's just going to be for these 2 months that you're there, the 3 months, whatever time period you're going to be there. And now once you go home, like it's over with, right? Or maybe you're meeting somebody that's coming into the town or into the company where you live or you work or whatever. And again, there's a mutual understanding that something is going to be for a limited time period, but it actually extends and becomes something serious. Or maybe this is a serious time frame. Maybe this, what I'm talking about, is something that has already happened. Like you've met this person or whatever, and now you guys are talking about something serious. So we have the princess. You can be your own knight, and it's interesting that this card pops up, because again, there is a sense here of really going into the dynamic of this relationship or this connection, like with being guarded. And I feel like it's both of you, right? Because you guys are vibing, you guys are feeling each other and everything, but neither of you want to get hurt. Neither of you want to catch feelings, like how we say, right? But unfortunately, you do end up catching feelings for this person. So this is not one of those situations where you're going to be able to force yourself to kind of like let go or be rid of this person or forget about this person when you come back home. So I'm just letting you know that, okay? So guard that space however you may, my love. Pisces, Aries, CUSP. See, you were in a you were in a honeymoon blissful energy with someone. You were very much happy, very much like we're on the same page, everything is good, everything is, and then boom, like something like life throws you a curveball. You either find out that this person, there's something about this person that they failed to disclose. Either this person is still legally married, even if they're separated, or this person, because again, it's something that they try to hide that they didn't disclose to you right away. This person may have some type of like what is the word I'm looking for? Like an addictive personality. Like maybe they were an alcoholic, or maybe they're addicted to other substances. Whatever it is, I don't care what it is, because we're not here to judge the individual on those aspects. What is coming up is the fact that they didn't disclose it, that they hid it, and then you're finding this out through like a third party or through something else. So very simple. Like you could be at dinner with this person, and a coworker or a friend of his, a friend of her, like her husband sees you guys, and it's like, oh, they're assuming you're like on a work dinner or work lunch or whatever, and it's like, oh, hi, so and so, how is your husband, so and so, and it's like, wait, you married, bitch? Like, what the fuck? Like that type of thing. And it's, again, it could be that they are actively going through a divorce, and the reason why they haven't legally divorced is because they're dividing their assets or whatever. I don't see that this person is lying to you. Like, I don't see them actually actively with the ex, but I feel that before they thought by that time things got serious with you guys, like the divorce was going to be finalized or something of that matter. That is not about giving them an excuse. I'm just telling you like the energy that is behind here. Or maybe they're running into somebody that's like in their AA meeting, or like their mentor, whatever it is. It's like, it's something big. Maybe this person has kids and hasn't told you that they have kids. Whatever it is, there's something major here that kind of makes you question whether or not you want to continue on seeing this person. And you're asking yourself, do I want to continue on with this, or should we take a break, or should we just like completely like end this? Because at this point, this was like something major that you believe that you should have known about, and now you're feeling like you cannot trust this person, and a relationship without trust is going to be very difficult. So as your closing message, we do have the number 25, which is the mural. Be your own first priority. So during the situation, you're going to have to, be honest with them and be like, you know what, I need a couple of days to think through, right? I need to think the situation through. I need to think like, because you have to process what this triggered in you, what this brought up, and how can you move past the initial mistrust now that you have towards this person? Like, is there anything that they can actively actually do to regain your trust, right? And I'm gonna say this, and again, people can perceive this however they want. I am the type of person, like, I believe in trusting people in general, and I know that that sounds like, what are you talking about? Like, I trust people until the point that they give me a reason not to trust them. The minute that somebody gives me a reason why not to trust them, that's it. There's no coming back from that, right? So like, I don't go around and being like, oh, that person looks like they can't be trusted. Oh, I mistrust that person because of the way that they look, or that person looks. No, I am trusting you because I don't know you, right? I don't know who you are. I don't know anything, right? I'm going to get to know you. So why am I going to judge you without even getting to know you, right? But once you've established, and again, it's what I am saying is not for everyone. It is a logic that works in my brain and works for me. And this is how I go into relationships, not just romantic relationships, but also friendship. Like I made the conscious decision that I'm not going to mistrust every person that I meet in this world, right? So I choose to live my life in that way. And when somebody then breaks that trust, then there is a baseline for that foundation. And once a trust is broken, in my opinion, there is nothing that that person can do that is ever going to that they're going to be able to regain my trust, or that is going to allow that connection to get back to a baseline of where it was. And again, that is just my perception, my viewpoint. It is not the way that you guys have to choose to look at this. But what I'm trying to say here is that you should really sit with yourself and see where it is that you sit in that dynamic. Because again, this person may check off 9 out of the 10 things on your list. But if that one thing is something that is going to haunt you the rest of the relationship, is it really worth it staying in it? Right? That's a question that you're going to have to ask and answer for yourself. Well, guys, that is all that I have. Sending every single one of you love, strength, and blessing, guys. Take care. Love you all. Mwah. Bye-bye.